Hello everybody and welcome here to the Heroes Launch Super Sunday. Today we're gonna see a Division 3 game between, to the left side we got L.O.G.I.A against, on the right side we see the Trigger Newbies. First of all, of course, this is very close to the end of the season, so next Sunday we have the draw show. Keep in mind to turn in for that one. It will happen at 20 CEST, 20 Central European Summertime, so make sure you check in for that one. And before that we have a charity stream running even on this channel. But first of all, let's have a look at our two teams for today. We got on the one side, we got L.O.G.I.A, and on the other side, we got the Trigger Newbies. And when we have a look here at the standings of Division 3, we see L.O.G.I.A currently on the third place with 8 games, 6 wins, and 14 map wins. They're pretty safe in the playoffs already, while we have, on the other side, we got Trigger Newbies on the 7th spot right now. So if they get the win today, they will also secure the spot in the playoffs for themselves. This is pretty important for them. In the meantime, the teams are now starting with the map draft, so we're gonna see what is happening there. Keep in mind 2 bans for each team, of course. Have a look here at the map draft. First ban coming out already. It is Towers of Doom from the side of Trigger Newbies. Take a look on to the statistics of this season. The Trigger Newbies played it 3 times. It was picked 3 times against them, Towers of Doom, and they have 100% win rate on it. Seems like they are even able to play the map. But they're still worried about their opponent picking it, because their opponents, no, their opponents picked it once and was picked 4 times against them, and they have a 6% win rate. Played a lot in Division 3 apparently. It's understandable, it's one of the standard maps, more or less, still. Especially with the old experience still. When you get kill the fort, you instantly get them. In the meantime, we have the bans finishing off, as we see the second ban from Trigger Newbies is going against Sky Temple, which is a map not played by every team, so a lot of teams ban it against teams playing it. So it's also my own team playing a lot of Sky Temple, and now it's getting banned against us, sadly. And then we have L.O.G.I.A with, first of all, banning L.O.G.I.A Foundry, and then also banning Tomb of the Spider Queen. So 2 rather small maps are being removed by them, compared to 2 bigger maps from the side of Trigger Newbies. Quite interesting. Look at the statistics of L.O.G.I.A. They played Sky Temple 2 times. They also picked Ultra Pass 3 times and Cursed Hollow. So those could be picks from them, but we have Trigger Newbies with the map pick. And they go for Battlefield of Eternity. They have a brawly map. Also, it's always necessary to have at least 1 hero to raise. Strategy often used by teams is having 4 people going at their own mortal defending it, while you have the one race hero trying to go for a little bit of race. Teams are creating the lobby, and we're good to go. Two top divisions of top teams of Division 3. As a Division 2 player myself, I'm gonna be pretty interested, because those could be potential opponents in the playoffs even. Jump into the lobby. Alright. It is in some way interesting for me to see how those teams play. Alright. First team is already in the lobby. Do we have the second team? Let's see if we get them to the right side. Also, we have to swap around. We see already. By the way, we see the forward synergy coming in already from one team. Oh yeah, they're going for it. They're going fully for it. Show you off. Here we have to the right side right now. There are no swapping sides. As it would be ideal to have Trigger Newbies on the right side. And L.O.G.I.A to the left. Alright. I mean, it's Battlefield of Eternity. Looking at statistics, we see Trigger Newbies played it once. They won the game on it as well. On the other side, we see picked 2 times by L.O.G.I.A, 1 time against them, and a 66% win rate, so they won 2 games on it. You can also take a look at the most played heroes from both teams from the side of L.O.G.I.A. We actually have pretty high priority onto the Rega, of course, with the most picks. With, of course, Rega right now, with Bloodlust being like kind of the best support for usually. Especially when you have stuff like Raymond, which is actually on the second most played heroes. You can already kind of form a team out of the most played heroes. The 5 most played heroes only have 2 supports in. It's the only problem. If they would have a damage instead of the second support, it would have been fine. But Rega in with 7 picks, then Grayman with 6, Johanna with 6, Malfurin with 6, and also Deurel with 6 picks. All having a pretty good win rate, except for the Malfurin, interestingly. It looks like it's more of a support of a pick if the Rega is gone. Also see the team playing Tessera a little bit, and so we see the Zeratul from them. This is of course one of the strongest heroes right now, and the Zeratul really scary assassin if someone is really good on him. Alright, on the other side we got Trigger Newbies, which chose the map Battlefield of Eternity. Looking at their most played heroes, we see the Jaina up in the top, which is quite interesting. She's not the first hero which comes into your mind when you think about strong heroes, but she's definitely still up in that list, if you think about it. And you have on the second most played hero another blonde person, it is the Anduin. And then followed up with 6 picks on ETC, Li Ming, and Urel. Li Ming is also quite a nice DPS for Battlefield of Eternity. Might also be something we could see here. Looking at a little bit of pocket picks, Trigger Newbies played a little bit of Varin, which is not something you see that often. Also, Deathwing is in here in the list. Kerrigan, Medivh. So 1 game of Zeratul, but it doesn't say too much if you have only 1 game on the hero. You definitely have a few pocket picks up their sleeves. You also see on L.O.G.I.A, by the way, Vikings picked 2 times already. So is Hammer, both with 100% win rate. Could also be something coming in this series, which might catch up on them, and might even throw a wrench into the plans of the Trigger Newbies. One team is okay. Yeah, he looks to be back. Now we maybe can jump into the game. Here we go. There's the ready. Coming in from the first team. Just waiting for the second team and we're good to go into the game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Okay, they start. Okay, no, never mind. It is a little bit messy right now. That's okay. But yeah, we are about to jump into this game. Let me have a short look at the standings again. I feel like looking at Trigger Newbies, if they lose it, they're gonna drop behind the guy in Banger. But still above the 10th place. So they would be 8th then. Their opponents win. If Unstoppable wins, it would be 8. Yeah, it comes down to the 10th game of them. So it really... I mean, this win will help them out a lot to get into playoffs. And we're starting with map number 1. Battlefield of Eternity, first pick on the blue team, L.O.G.I.A it is. Typical picks for Battlefield of Eternity, of course, the Rainer with Exterminator, amazing for the raise, could definitely be played here. And so is the Vala with Q-Build often played. Instead see Tesla being removed, like hero who is a little bit turned up too much right now in terms of damage number. Quite understandable because he deals a little bit of immortal damage as well with the build. With the Q on level 7. Could even go for the active on 16, even though it may be really weird to play. I'm not sure, never tried. We got Rega is the man from Trigger Newbies, so they immediately deny the Bloodlust combo towards the opponent. Also working creative with heroes on this map like the Crayman, the Rainer. Tazada of course as well, but he's removed. Cassie also, never allowed to forget her. Get the 3 highest picks out. If Cassie's being removed now. You could also just go and opt for a tank. Nope, they'd go for a DPS and they decide to remove the Chromie. Also very intelligent ban, because picking Chromie forces you to get a cleanse in, so the loop is not that big of a deal, and only gives her the cool reduction bonuses and not the position of the opponent. Burst one target down. Two newbies decide to remove the Greymane. Quite strong, especially on this map with the mortal race he has in the golden form. L.O.G.I.A deciding to first pick the Ana as the Rega is removed. Now the Trigger newbies immediately answering with the Liming, denying it to the Ana because the Ana Liming with Nano Boost is just disgusting. Liming with a Nano Boost carries games because you can just blow up targets left and right for own combo. If you're not careful enough, you get killed from a bush or something like that. They paired up with the China, probably one of the strongest tank right now. She doesn't mind too much getting engaged on because she just presses D and doesn't care. But on the side of L.O.G.I.A, we see now top pick I mentioned earlier, Rainer of course, with the Exterminator, still extremely strong in terms of racing, and they pair it up with the ETC. This Marsh Pit is getting counted a little bit by the China, she just presses W or she has the plus shield, and she's also unstoppable when she wants to. So she's not having an easy time getting her into the Marsh Pit without interrupting her. Without her interrupting it. Also with Liming with Wave of Force coming in probably. So Marsh Pit will have a rough time going through. First of all, we go into the second man phase with Trigger Newbies removing URL first. See if the strongest solo lane in the game right now being removed. Which is quite Understandable, because she can also knock you into those stuns if she's doing it well. L.O.G.I.A now deciding to remove the Deathwing. It could also always be a very, very dangerous last pick if your team is not having anything good against them in draft. Now we see the next two picks from the Newbies getting in the Vala, probably with Q-Ball to get the Raisin, which is quite strong here. Then they pair it up with Anduin. I mean, we all know the meme videos with Anduin Janna, Light Bomb into Falling Sword. They could play it. It will also be very strong for a Liming to get a setup in with the Light Bomb. But you can also just play the Blessed Shield with Light Bomb, because Blessed Shield is kind of a gap closer. So you throw the Blessed Shield, get the Light Bomb, and then pull them together. And the stun comes in from the Light Bomb. Next two picks from L.O.G.I.A, they miss, of course, the Soul Laner. It will be Chen for them. And they pair it up with the Mephisto as well. Mephisto mainly doing hero damage, not really good in terms of immortal damage or wave clears, but you have Reyna on this side, so Mephisto is looking to do a lot of stuff with ETC and Nano together. Also, he's a good Nano boost target. Because if he gets even more corner reduction, he's even more scarier. Sonya last pick is quite interesting for us out of Trigger Newbies. I mean, Sonya is one of the soul laners with a decent race. Like, Artanis is having good race, Amur is having okay race, Brawl is having okay race, Sonya having okay race. There's several soul laners with okay race. Only Artanis I would recall being a very good racer on the Immortal. What is more interesting for me is that Sonya usually tends to lose this matchup after level 4 because of the Chen can go, oh, rip. Okay, I accidentally gave you advertisement. I'm really sorry for that. We also have betting set up, by the way. Mark bet A for L.O.G.I.A, exclamation mark bet B for Trigger Newbies. 2 minutes on the clock. Advertisement should be over. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for hitting this button. But we should be back now. There we go. Betting setup, exclamation mark bet A. You have 2 minutes left on the clock for L.O.G.I.A, exclamation mark bet B for Trigger Newbies, and we are jumping into the game number 1. We have to the right side, we've got Trigger Newbies, we've got Sky Sonic on the Anduin, Shadow Rider on the Sonya, Twisties playing Liming, Burger King on Vala, and Ansel playing the Johanna. And to the left side, we've got L.O.G.I.A. We got Teki playing Diana, Shaya on the Reyna, Nitunio on ETC, Fralduin playing the Mephisto, and last but not least, it's Iter playing the Chen. Hello, one talent. As I said before, Chen would win the lane against Sonya on levels 4 if he uses the spell power reduction. We already see the weather anomaly coming in. Foggy Weather is allowing heroes who enter bushes to gain stealth after 1.5 seconds. You see it here on Sky Sonic on the end, and for example, he's stealth right now and he's invisible. First wave team clear. In the bottom, there's not too much happening right now already. Big orb though onto Raider, taking a lot of them. Good sleeper in the backline, so he cannot follow up on anything. A little bit of damage is dealt to both teams, and are having a fun time healing two friendlies at the same time. Meanwhile, and doing already heal. I think a little bit of damage goes in with the Iron Skin. As pick off. Now we already see the tap from the side of Vala and Liming, I believe. No, only Vala. See the bottom siege camp is under the way. Xena looking to position more right, thrown off to his opponent. Not getting poked down by the Vala. Liming comes in as well, he's taking a lot of damage. Chen is coming in though from the side. Liming getting the reset on to ETC with Chen here. Now they should win this. Mephisto has to teleport out and not give Ming the reset, and with Johanna going down, it's 1-for-1 trade. With the blue team, L.O.G.I.A taking the camp. But in the meantime, we've got Sonya in the top lane having a fun time, already murdering half of this tower. Getting started on the structural damage. Of course, staying top, clearing the waves, but she has to be careful now. We see the gank is coming on its way. She's here. With the coming in from the side, Reina as well, and Anna with the secret from Anna could have helped a lot there. Then we see Ming is left on the bottom side. Nope, she's going up now, and we see the blue team already working on the siege camp. So Mephisto with the level 1 with the Furious Spark has some nice damage. It's the camp if he hits them all with the same lightning nova. Teams now already also on their way towards Bruiser camp. Go and then Chen now with the Withering Flames on level 4 should win the 1-1 against Sonya. This just presses Wrath by the way, which is quite interesting. There you see how strong the 6% spell power reduction is against a hero like Sonya. Yeah, top camp is already defended. The siege camp, Kasras. Now the Bruiser camp is pushing it a little bit. It should be able to get the wave in. So it does not run into towers and get tank fed. Mephisto is here to defend it a little bit, and now mortals are spawning. Both teams so far trying to raise. You can see interrupting his opponents a little bit. I think could get a nice back into the mortal stun or something like that. First half goes over towards the red team as they race with 4 heroes. The blue team now has to go here and defend the immortal. So Rainer can heal damage. We see Anna get done here as well. Sonya coming in here as well, fighting for. They have the immortal on their side. Rainer is doing nice damage right now. Get it done in time. Oh, big sleeper coming in there, power side as well on Johanna, but she has Iron Skin ready and is fine with its Sky Sonic though. I think a little bit low due to Shen, but also PPC. Be careful not to give Ming the reset. Oh, report. The damage over time, is it enough? No, it's not. In the meantime, we got Reina racing over this entire fight. They got his team, the immortal, while his team stalled the opponent from doing anything. The immortal now going towards the top side. Or the side of L.O.G.I.A. Or I see a little bit of the difference coming out now for L.O.G.I.A. When we look at them, see a little bit elite in terms of mercenaries and minions. Now with the first house going down, structures dropping up to the lead. Level 7 is now in for them already. Wait a little bit, big power side on the end, and after the sleep dart, the pistol damage coming in, it's getting focused by the 4. He barely gets out, but so the ETC does not. So ETC falls, quickly Ming the reason, and it's very scary for L.O.G.I.A, and they have to fall back. Get half the forward with his first immortal. Looking with level 7 talents, we see the Lucy Brawler coming in from the side of Chen, which is quite interesting because it evades all attacks. I mean, you can do some nice, funny dives behind forts and stuff. Good. Push the orb. Oh. It's a minion. Do some nice, funny dives into forts and stuff. But you're also not that big of a flame machine as compared to Fruma's Star. Meantime, we also see the W bow with static barrier from the Fist of War. Oh, and Chen, yeah, there we go. Wins the 1-on-1 against Sonya. As I said, boulders are very hard after the score. Getting quite a problem for sure. Camp is not taken by freaking Newbies this time. As Johanna is able to stone off everyone else. Oh, the jump on the Twisty. Twisty goes down on the Li Ming. Now Chen is in forward range, but should be able to get out. Sleeper onto the Vala. She's supporting in. That's not gonna kill. Turn it out on Vala left, and she's able to support back to this rest of the team. And in the end, it's a 1-for-0. So they are very static in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, for all, Chen already is rotated the second time towards his foreman. Very well done there. You're having a lookout on when he can rotate. join his team, especially like after the kill on Sonya. He had some time. Sonya is now working on the bottom camp. Oh, Chen is a little bit too late for that. Yeah, he is. So he has to go. Bruiser's camp are now under attack from the red team, but even though they have to look for something now because L.O.G.I.A is getting closer and closer to level 10. As soon as they hit level 10, triggered Newbies don't want to fight without their own level 10s. And there we are with the level 10s. Mephisto in the top lane getting engaged on. Level 10 is now in. That's coming in. Oh, there's the marsh pit. The Mephisto as well. There's the Nana Bruce. 2v4 though. Sorry, 3v4. Brooking and Twist is taking a lot of damage, but they stay alive. Now in the meantime, half time goes over towards L.O.G.I.A. to the level 10 advantage, but now Dragon Ball also hit level 10 themselves. They got Blessed Shield, Wave of Force, Leap, Rain of Vengeance, and the Light Bomb. On the other side we see Force, Triple Pandas, Nano Boost, Hyperion, Endurance of Hate, and Mosh Pit. Yeah, it's pretty with Li Ming going to say his Vengeance on level 7. But, oh, there's the leap onto Chen. Is he getting a Panzer? No, there's a nice Rain of Vengeance interrupting the Pen. Chen is the first one to fall. Pen killed by Chen. There we go. Oh, and now we see number orb coming in. Blue team, of course, has to be very careful now because they're one man down. So the red team should be able to raise in the meantime. But Mephisto is going in and taking a big chunk of Marvel's health pool away. In the meantime, we've got in the top lane Reina being killed by Li Ming. Probably Li Ming actually used. We see the race being finished by the red team. Is triggered Newbies. Get the advantage on the numbers right now with the trainer kill on the top lane. Coming towards the bottom side, so we see in the top the 1-1 between Sonya and Shen, and trust me Sonya, you don't want to fight this. Don't want to fight this. In the meantime, we've got in the bottom lane the push now. Leaper coming in Hyperion for the defense. He's getting sucked on a little bit by a few orbs. Has to even fall back right now. And also stopping his adrenaline rush. It's helps like anti-armor, getting a lot of damage in him. Ming goes in, gets the kill, gets the reset. Johanna tanking the fort in the meantime. As she attacked the hero first before Li Ming went in. This cheat was also used for that. In terms of ultimate, we've got everything ready except for Blessed Shield and Hyperion. And they're more or less chopping on the wall. Almost get the second tower, will it? Oh, it will. Yes, they even got the second tower, and now Chen is coming in from the side. Jumping onto Johanna, getting his active in. I believe he can do too much there. Oh, he's going for the pandas. Might look for a root. Yeah, he goes onto Vala, but he's kinda alone. Rain of Vengeance coming in, making sure she's safe, and yeah. The pandas out, so New one, he's ready with Blessed Shield already up again. Want to look for something. There goes Shield, Light Bomb as well, but a 4-man mosh pit in the meantime. Johanna trying to do as much interruption as she can, and there she goes. It is enough to not have anyone of Newbies going down, and now even a lot of members from the L.O.G.I.A dropping quite low. And Mephisto is the first one to fall. Li Ming getting another combo in, but it will not be another kill to follow up on this. A 4-man mosh pit, but everyone is sown by the Johanna with the Light Bomb. Woo! In! He's allowed to say white team no follow. White team no follow. But yeah, with this kill, oh, we see the Bruiser camp now take it stolen away from Newbies. Sonya in the meantime pushing out the top wave, getting some experience in. Both teams have 13 right now. A little bit more than half a level lead for the red team, Newbies. Here we go. The big guy dude. Fallen Shaman. Taken down now by Li Ming. Top lane, the Casper camp also on the way as Sonya is on it. And we also have now in Oh, we also have the Wyvern coming in again, by the way. So everyone from the side of L.O.G.I.A is stealthed here. Here we go. The combo from Vala coming in all the way. Big chunk off the wood. How? Sleep Dart onto the Johanna. You see a little bit more damage coming in 10 with spell power reduce against, of course, making her really struggle a little bit. First half of the Immortal is being raced down by few Newbies. Meantime, with Reyna defending the top lane, but he's getting ganked now in the rotation to his team. Now a leap into the flash shield, and Anna is in a lot of trouble. There's a big march. He's getting interrupted. The jump from the Panda Bears, and the Ming is barely staying alive there. And now Anna is on the run from Sonya, but there's the sleep dart. Anna is getting out. Nice pulse right there on to Sonya. Meantime, we already got Vala trying to race, so is the Ming now. And this race should go over towards 3 Newbies. Pulse that onto Sonya, but Mephisto is in a lot of trouble there. He is getting top lane full shield immortal for the red team. Coming in now. That could cause a lot of trouble. Reyna, you have a decent immortal damage, but also Reyna has to step up and kill it. There we go again with the Sony Hyperion. And now we've got level 6 advantage for the side of the Trigger Newbies. Oh, there's a plus shield coming in, lead as well onto the Rainer, and ETC being focused, light bomb coming in as well. There's the orb, and goodbye ETC. And now one coming in, but won't get any kills. Oh, Fraulein taking a lot of damage though, after getting ported back. In the meantime, can soak the bomb and try to get level 16 for his team. Oh, we see the keep roll falling for sure, but how much damage will it be on the keep? Will the keep even be standing afterwards? I don't believe so. They're getting focused now as after her seismic slam, she's the hero apparently behind the fort. I assume, and yeah, the keep goes down. Immortal is still pretty healthy, like 70% health. They go in for the corner. Panda Bears are used quite early. The damage, big marsh pit on 2, but there's Drain of Vengeance to interrupt it. Oh, and then taking a lot of damage under 100 HP. Will they get out? It looks from the looks of it, yes. He gets out. Everyone stays alive. Shield of the core goes down as the Immortal is hammering on it. So we have another re-engage here. As Mephisto tries to come in, there's the leap. It barely misses there, but Mephisto still in a very bad spot, but so is Sonya. Sonya getting healed from Andring. But Vala is first in the fall here, and this means now that Newbies have to fall back. They're all very low on mana. We have to go. Yeah, they're leaving. Means the blue team has some space on the map, and they immediately go for the top siege run. Trying to get this one in, getting pressure in the top lane, as they now have permanent catapult pressure against their catapult every third wave, as they took down the fort already. But looking at the bruiser, can Vala still have that for another 12 seconds? By the way, looking at builds in the meantime, of course, W build coming in from Mephisto with static field on level 16, and the shard of hate, so the auto on level 13. Vala going for the fuel, interestingly enough going for Manticore. I can definitely see it against ETC and Shen, trying to pressure them, but there's also the possibility to go for the spell power, which makes the Qs on the Immortal even stronger. We also have Orb with Sage Vengeance on Li Ming for levels 4 and 7. I'll get Illusionist on level 13 with Mirror Ball on level 16, which is quite interesting. You often see the glass cannon with the Orb on 16 as well. With extremely long range poke for your opponent team. Not this time. So I'm gonna be a little bit closer to the opponents. Now the first half of the one is nearly complete already by the side of L.O.G.I.A. It's a very good position for them to raise. But freaking Newbies catched up, and it was pretty even in the first half, and now the blue team definitely has to defend it. And fighting under their mode would be ideal for them. Solid pendant being used here, jumping onto the backline, getting the root onto Li-Ming. Li-Ming is dropping quite low, but she's getting out big marshal, but it's immediately interrupted by the rain of vengeance, and then pulling out Sony, making sure she is safe. Turns the fate coming in now, hitting the backline, hitting 210 and jump. There's a big leap, and now the light bomb as well onto 4. Li-Ming will get the reason. Yes, she does. First kill on the rain, now make it 2 as BTC falls. They're facing a lot of trouble, but no, he goes down. In the meantime, Chen and Anna able to take down the Li-Ming though with a nice leader, and the spell damage reduced from Chen, but Chen falls as Sonya is on the chase and takes him down. And it's 4 for 1 in favor for Trigger Newbies, and they are able to finish the race now. Closer to level 20, and they want to end top already. They start working on the core. Mother will go through the bottom lane, will take the keep eventually, or maybe join it there. Turn ended until then. Let's take another last look on statistics. 54 deaths on Rain and ECC. 47 for L.O.G.I.A. Trigger Newbies is really having a good time finding engages in them and cutting rotation in this game number 1. Especially Li-Ming is able to deliver the needed burst to get a kill then. Whew. Alrighty, Trigger Newbies, well played in this game number 1. There we go. With this, we have L.O.G.I.A now having the choice between map pick or first pick. We're gonna jump over into the map screen and see that L.O.G.I.A Pass, Praxis Holdout, Cursed Hollow, Dragon Shire, and Infernal Shrines is still left open. Looking at the statistics of L.O.G.I.A, they have a lot of games on Cursed Hollow, L.O.G.I.A Pass, and Sky Temple, so they're very good winner on them. So I would assume we're gonna see L.O.G.I.A Pass the Cursed Hollow if they opt to go for map choice. But if they opt to go into the first pick, we see on the side of the lot pick maps for Trigger Newbies still Infernal Shrines open. This could also be a possibility for them. Yeah, we see L.O.G.I.A going for the map choice. We go with Cursed Hollow, map number 2 in this best of 3 series. First, the battles, which we had none. We had the points. So no one got no points. Ay. So go Trigger Newbies Mantis, welcome. Got a Trigger Newbies fanboy in the chat apparently. Alright. There we go. I think I invited in the lobby, you know, it's top notch. Everything, oh, I love it. I really love it. Both teams are already on the red sides, captain's done. All game settings, oh, I like it. Alright. Seems like both teams are in the lobby. I'm gonna see if they're ready to go. I've been promoted to the lobby host. Alright. Okay. This is my swamp now. See if both teams are ready and good to go. Everything is fine in terms of settings. I don't know why he gave me the host, but it's okay. Team 1 is ready. What about Team 2? We are not one missing. Okay, and we can wait a second. Yeah, I mean, the last pick, Sonya, was quite interesting for me. Because she does lose the 1v1 against Chen in the lane. She should also be able to not be able to do much in team fights because of the spell power reduce on Chen level 4, which is just amazing against her. We saw that as well in the lane, like he just killed her at one point. But still, with the leap in the team fights, especially with Light Bomb leap is kind of the soft variation of Light Bomb Falling Sword. Put the Light Bomb Sonya, she leaps in, sleep stuns, Light Bomb stuns, big stuns. And yeah, Li Ming had a lot of fun just killing opponents together with the Vala. So this big amount of CC is really troublesome for ETC. Also, I mean, he got some good marches in, but the one time his team was completely zoned off by Johanna with Light Bomb and the Blast Shield. And the other time, I felt like the marsh pits were always interrupted. Especially Vala was always there with the stun to be there. But yeah, we got now Cursed Hollows, a little bit of a different map, a bigger one, of a very good map for the Haka. And guess which hero I like to see? The Haka. There we go. Possible to come out in this, especially in this map. We see one game from Newbies on the Haka, and on the other side, L.O.G.I.A. Did they play the Haka? No, not a single time. But they played Vikings, which is also quite a nice pick on this map. And also, they played 2 games of Abathur, which can also be used on this map. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Usually, you want to have one team. When you're one team, you want the opponents to pick the Abathur, so you pick the Vikings as a counter to the Abathur. Seems like both teams. And we are jumping straight into game number 2 of this best of 3 series, Cursed Hollow. This time I set betting in time, so if you think L.O.G.I.A will come back into this series and bring us towards the game number 3 bet A and the number of points we bet on them, or if you think you got Newbies, even though they're a little bit down in the current standings compared to L.O.G.I.A, they look pretty impressive in the first game, and you believe into them going to close out the series in a quick 2-0 bet B and the number of points you want to bet on them. I mean, if Newbies did their homework, I would assume they bet on Vikings or Abathur, or both of them. But Kramen it will be for now. I understand, but he's very strong on this map in terms of he's very strong at doing camps, especially alone early on. He's able to do each camp and Bruiser camp alone before the first effective spawns, which is usually a thing you'd like to do. There we go. Rega is next man, who is also very good at doing camps, and especially he has the Bloodlust as well. You're never allowed to forget about those small thing called Bloodlust. Yeah, going on with, after banning out the Kraven because he's one of the biggest tools against Deathwing, they decide to remove Deathwing as well. So he will not make a surprise appearance. And just 1v9 one game because one team has like no damage against him. And Tastada is going to be the next ban. So Cassius again could be picked up by either team. Not sure if they go for it though. But we also still have Xul open. He is not necessarily that good on that map, on Cursed Hollow. Xul. He's still very annoying in terms of you have to make sure you respond to him split pushing. In the meantime, we already have the draft going quite fast. Johanna as the first pick from this out of Trigger Newbies. Very stable tank. Very strong, but on the other side, L.O.G.I.A now picking up the combo which got denied in game number 1. It is Li Ming Anna. So nano boost on Li Ming Inc. Probably. Trigger Newbies going in quite risky with picking the Vala against it, because problem of Vala is that she is not a very big health foe. she's really struggling against a good amount of burst, and especially Ming with a nano boost provides this good amount of burst and could be a free reset for Li Ming, the Ana. We also have the Anduin, a little bit more working over time. I mean, for the worst case, he has the pole to make sure his teammates are not getting blown up by Li Ming. Just pull them away, you know? But yeah, we again see the Blessed Shield Light Bomb or Falling Sword Light Bomb from the Trigger Newbies, which is a very strong combo. We also see the target banning against Sonya now, making sure there are no Blessed Shield Light Bomb shenanigans coming in from Trigger Newbies again, having high amounts of CC. Rao is the man of choice for Trigger Newbies. I mean, of course, although you could play the Chen, we saw him in the last game from L.O.G.I.A. I don't like him that much because he's having a tough time clearing waves, and it's one of the things you want to have your solo laner to at least be able to clear a wave quite good. Chen is okay-ish, but not like really impressive for it. But I could still see him picked up here. We're gonna see it in the last pick as we see now the damage and the second damage pick and the tank from the side of L.O.G.I.A. It will be the ETC again, and it is paired up with Sylvanas. We're gonna see if Newbies are again able to be very, very strong against ETCs, chaining him down with the stuns, but not. Maybe we see, maybe we don't. But anyways, we see Trigger Newbies now with the Medivh pick coming in, and they paired up with the Chen. You know, one thing I said before, we could see the Vikings. Will it be? It could be. I would see the Vikings here. Li Ming Ana for the 4-man with ETC. Ivan also split push and doing camps. They don't have a big counter against them. Okay, no, it will be the Lyric trying to go for winning this 1v1 matchup against Chen a little bit better. Depends on the Chen. If the Chen is good in dodging the arm, so Lyric good in hitting him, depends on how you see it. It is really, really interesting to see who wins the lane. If Chen dodges them, dodges the drains, he wins it, else Lyric wins it. I mean, then we got Bats coming in. Kick Bomb going for L.O.G.I.A. and Fire Rage looking at Trigger Newbies. Oh, Shadow Rider also now on the Chen this game. Looking at his points, wants to know how many he can bet on himself losing. Hey. Not really sure about those drafts. It feels a little bit weird, but I feel like the Team A L.O.G.I.A has a little bit of a better draft. I'm only gonna bet 50. But I feel like if they would have picked the Vikings in the last rotation, this would have been definitely a free win. But with the Lyric, I'm not 100% sure because he's struggling a little bit. But always. Coming into this game, number 2 of the best of 3 series. We have to the left side, we've got Shaya on the Sylvanas, we've got Aether playing the Lyric, Nitunio on the ETC, Teki on the Ana, and Fralduin playing the Li Ming. It is L.O.G.I.A. Now we got Trigger Newbies with Skyzonic on Anduin, Ansel playing the Johanna, Burger King on Vala, Shadow Rider on the Chen, and last but not least in the bird, it is Twisties. How dare you bet against me? You know, you can win more points if I bet against you, you know? But yeah, looking at 1 talent, so far nothing too special. We don't see the second quest on Savannah. Might of the Bench Queen. She's already having early on quite good 1 talent. Instead of playing with other one for quite some time, getting some stacks and being really disgusting at the end. Hi Chris. Hey Chris. Q-build from Vala it looks to be, so she's able to do bosses quite fast and alone. In time in the top lane. Of course, one thing Lyric does compared to Jen is having a way better wave clear. So one quite interesting thing is we see Twisted right now in the bottom lane for Trigger Newbies. He's not really known to stand alone in one lane, you know. As we see the first tribute down here in the bottom, We see the blue team going for the bruisers first. I would love to see the red team going for their siege camp first and then the bruisers afterwards. Because then they have the bruisers don't do too much here. Because one member can easily walk down here into their bush and kill them here. It does not do too much. And it's still a little bit of a distraction you have to deal with. When you look at this camp, if you take this at 2:30, it comes up here in 3 minutes. You really have to be careful. You need someone to have it up there or to win the fight in the bottom quite fast. And else the siege camp is getting massive tons of value. And we see both teams first of all going towards the bruiser camp. In the meantime, the blue team already sending Sylvanas towards the siege camp. Sylvanas is usually not too bad at doing those camps, especially if she goes for Smoke Queen. Necessarily though, going for it. But she still has one big problem, and that's the damage. She's just missing it, so she takes ages to take this camp. Meanwhile, Vala can wait a little bit to help in the mid lane defending the bruiser camp, as she did, and now walk towards their camp. Also, with this siege camp take later, you can take this siege camp a little bit later because you're quite close towards the objective. Bruiser camp, siege camp in the top lane, we see very nice from Sylvanas also waiting for it.
And earn my favor.
Wanna walk in it now? No. A little bit off. When you walk in when the minion is here, you get it immediately behind the wave. Yeah. Level 5 already in. Level 6 now for both teams. We're closing into level 7 though. Soonish. Lyric going for the ghastly reach, so no merc damage increase on his side, which might hurt him when he tries to clear a wave. Sylvanas immediately going for the... Yeah, she gets the effective Dana. Don't want really contesting. Lyric in the meantime rotated down and towards the bottom side. Fighting this top, but now Sylvanas is coming up here as well. Will he be careful though? Will he be careful? Use this jump. There is the stagger as well, and Sylvanas now walking in as a big stagger. But Chen is able to drink a little bit, so he should be finding it. Now with Sylvanas in the top lane and her trade active, they're working on getting the towers. They're right diving behind them and looking at the siege giants, trying to get them first. Two master balance on level 7 for Chen. Medivh now coming in and getting some stacks with the Lyric for his arcane rift vest. Quite an fun fact when you see people like Caldo casting Medivh. We'll talk about Master's Touch, because it was back in the days to level 7. In the meantime, sorry, we nearly missed that.
First blood.
Sylvanas overstepping her welcome a little bit there and getting punished for it by Chen and Medivh. Yeah, a lot of people still refer to this as the Master's Touch, because back in the days it was a level 7 quest, which you actually always took on Medivh. Miss ADR Medivh. Yeah. Chen now working on top wave. In the meantime, they're trying to come in, get an interrupt, but nope. Vala is getting it in. 1 for 1 trade so far, so the next one will be either here or here in terms of tributes. Yes, welcome. Before in Newton right now, so in the top. They're taking quite some damage up here. Shadow Rider really able to bully him away. Lyric even forced to report back. 60 seconds on the healing fountain. So he's gonna lose a few experience up here from swimming away. Meantime, the blue team waiting in rotation. Maybe they get someone, but nope. Not going back towards the mid lane, trying to stop third lane. And the tribute is towards the bottom side. We see half a level lead in favor for the Trigger Newbies. Also, hard to imagine. We only had 1 kill so far, by the way. We're closing to level 10 now. 1 kill was a misstep from Sylvanas in the top lane in the 2v2. Bruiser camp taken now from the red team. Trigger Newbies hitting level 10 first. L.O.G.I.A a little bit away of it, but not too far though. They could contest it. We see Blast Shield, the triple Pandas, Layla and Seal. the Rain of Vengeance and Light Bomb for the red team treating Newbies. Meantime, the blue team, we see the Entomb on the side of Lyric, Nano Boost on Anna, of course, for Li Ming. Mosh Pit on the ETC Sylvanas with the Wailing Arrow, and Li Ming with the Wave of Force. And also this time we're gonna see a Calamity on Li Ming. She's trying to go in to secure the kills, so standing back and poking the opponents down. Blue team already working on the Bruiser Camp. Meanwhile, the red team starting the boss. One thing you see quite a lot, especially in higher level of play, they really like it. Put like Vala, Diana to the boss. It's because they have enough damage and enough sustain to it. Blue team in the meantime also started their boss, but you have the mid here. He's overlooking it, and he also got the Leyline Seal. See this, maybe. I believe he won't try it. No, he does not. Okay. When he has 22 stacks on the Arcane Request, so he'd love to keep those. Meantime, he's just giving the team bossing spots running down now the opposite lane. Doom coming in, looking at the Panda, but first Triple Panda's coming in Leyline Seal as well. Now Chen is looking for the Light Bomb coming in onto two. He's in a lot of trouble. He's the person to fall. Anna is taking a lot of damage too. Going to run away. Yes, she gets out from the looks of it. It's only one kill so far. Eve is in quite far, and Lyric goes down as well. 2 for nothing in favor for Trigger Newbies. They are looking strong with picking up this third treatment into their hands, which gives them the curse. Have a little bit of a bottom wave to sow, and also the boss would be nice to deal some damage, but that boss are running on top lane. Getting the stun in, one hit against those minions. No, even ignore them. We got a little bit of damage on the wall, 1 or 2 hits. Not too much. The Ming in the meantime working on the siege camp. We also have Chen pushing in the middle lane in the meantime. We see quite a wave for him. On 13, the Ring of Fire. Looking for a little bit more wave here, a little bit more damage. He's pushing quite deep in, especially now as the opponents are coming in. There's the shield, there's the portal. Will it be fine though? Li Ming is on him. He looks fine. He got the smooth speed, but oh, he should have walked here. He goes down. There's the reason for Li Ming. Will she get more? There's portal. That's collected from Medivh, turning around. Sure he gets hit by the orb, the combo. And no one else takes any damage. But in the meantime, we saw the bottom four going down to the forces of Trigger Newbies pushing down. In the middle four taking also quite some damage. But yeah, the top lane was easily defended by the blue team, especially as they did the siege camp as well. So, and it was, when you think about it, with just 1.5 force because top fell to the boss. Yeah, it will be interesting to see. Well, we go. We're looking at level towns now. We get level 13 in for L.O.G.I.A as well. The winner, oh, China looking for an engage there. Even the portal from Medivh. It would have been a really good one if we just pull in there and get the kill on Li Ming. Plus shield, for example. There you also have to be sure, and there they did not see a lot of enemies. 34 stacks on to Medivh, getting closer to the completion. Hitting top now for the Chen. Chen taking quite some damage. Stagger has to pop the pandas. No, it's getting interrupted by the wave of force. Li secures the kill. Now this blue second is getting raided because Chen is dead. And they cannot do too much against it. Right? Big power slide. Much fit. There's the Leyline Seal. But there's also this Wailing Arrow, the big Leyline Seal being out in life, except for Vala. She already took a lot of damage early on in the mosh pit. Looking at the first now, by the way, we see interesting we see Barb Shot on level 7 trying to go for a little bit more burst with her Q, and we also get the Windrunner. So you want to E in, Q, E in again, and Q. Meantime, we see her using a trade in the top lane. They are working on this fort up here. And they will get it. Well done by L.O.G.I.A, exactly knowing how far they can go. In the meantime, we have in the bottom Li Ming trying to defend this siege camp. Going in. Yeah, we'll also see the quest completed for Medivh. Substance knowledge increasing the damage by 75 and cooldown reduction increase. That is 6 seconds cooldown. Sorry, 7-second cooldown and 5 seconds to reduce if you hit a hero. They're in a little bit of trouble, but he's able to teleport out for most of it. Yeah, he rave walks out of any danger. Arcane Rift has a 7-second cooldown. When you hit a hero, it's get reduced by 5 seconds. So with this quest done, you only have 1 second cooldown if you hit a hero because the reduction is increased by 1. Now we got level 6 in for both teams very simultaneously. But look at the experience. We see in terms of heroes experience, we see a little bit of Elite for L.O.G.I.A. Same goes for Mercenaries. In terms of minions, they are pretty even, but in terms of passive, you see the lead for Trigger Newbies as they already took them 2 boards compared to 1 on their opponent side. Short look at the statistics. We have most damage, of course, on the Liming right now with the Nano Boost. It could be a really big threat to their opponent. On the other side, we see a lot of damage on the side of Chen. Oh, and Mosh Pit coming up immediately interrupted by the condemn of Shahana. They then seal onto 2. Pandas coming in, looking for the root probably. And yeah, their root light bomb onto EDC and Sylvanas. EDC is the person who falls. Derek taking a lot of damage too, as he is too. This is with the portal. Trying to get his team closer to Anna and Li Ming. But no, they are getting out. Chen now taking a tribute. Meanwhile, the rest of Trigger Newbies looking at their boss. Twisties. Having the reactivation on the level 13 by the way. So Big Leyland CEO will be up. Barely missed some their Rain of Vengeance and then the root. Else they would have gotten Li Ming and she would have died probably. Boss now coming down the bottom lane. The 5v5. Could also play their own boss in the top side now. The team in red. Yeah, Chen is going towards the top lane, looking to defend the camp up there, the Bruiser camp, which was taken by L.O.G.I.A before.
Shall we see who pays enough tribute this time?
We should see this boss being played, right? The bottom boss is already left, so I believe they're not in time. We also see Manticore again, by the way, from the father this time. Adaptation to Li Ming in the opponent team, going for Glue, so she can survive a little bit more of the Li Ming combo. L.O.G.I.A is team with Grandmasters. I don't know. I mean, it could be that they have a Grandmaster, I don't know. It could also be not. For the mid lane for quite a fast rotation. Nice block back. Boom onto 2. Really cross out the March is still on 10 seconds cooldown now. Coming in for Johanna. Pandas, will they come? Nope. Li Ming with Nano Boost going in, getting the reset onto Medivh and able to finish off Chen as well. 2-0 so far. And now we see the blue team going towards the boss of their opponents. Of course, Medivh and Chen are dead. There's not much they can do about it. Their opponent. Trigger Newbies should try to look for some value meantime on their own. And from the looks, they are looking for the immediate pressure onto the bottom fort. Either on the Lyric does not have the minion clear down on level 4. That he has got to read. He's not able to clear away instantly, so it will even tank a little bit. For the side of Trigger Newbies, they get a little bit of damage under the keep. Tricks were also just taking the siege camp. Started a passive push in the bottom of it. Now they have to go and respawn towards the top boss. It will take down their opponent, their keep. L.O.G.I.A in the meantime also taking away their opponent's Bruiser's camp, which is just running in here, mainly delaying this minion wave. Also take it down here if it's not defended. From the looks of it, they take down the camp. We have the tribute spawning. This is already in a position. Have a level 4 L.O.G.I.A right now. O.G.I in the back. Going in with crossfire. Not pressing much for the F. We have to jump onto the runners from the Chen. Ooh, and there we go, power slide to wave of force, and good by Chen. That is the reason for the main. And in the meantime, getting chased a little bit there by the Ming. That's none of us coming in as one. There's more kill as China goes down, make it 2 as
Heroes slain.
the Valor falls and Medivh is dropped by Sylvanas and Lyric in the meantime as well. And this will be game in the top lane as we see them much bleeding on and doing it. That's a 5-man team wipe from the L.O.G.I.A against the Triggered Newbies. GG as game number 2 will go over towards the Triggered Newbies. We're not Triggered Newbies towards L.O.G.I.A will give us map number 3 in this best of 3 series. Here we go. One, 2-1 between L.O.G.I.A and Triggered Newbies. This means with Triggered Newbies now with choice between map pick or first pick. And looking at our map screen, we still have Ultra Pass, Brex's Holdout, Dragon and Infernal Shrines open. Can you decrease the in-game sound a little bit? Sure, I can. I was not sure how high it was because of doing a clean feed for Method Mayhem. So I had to guess it, and then I guessed it a little bit too high apparently. Dropped it down a little bit now. Hopefully it's better. Yeah, Triggered Newbies now with choice between map pick or first pick. They could just go for a comfort map of themselves, Infernal Shrines, which was the most played map over most of Heroes launch in the latest seasons. But no! For a surprise pick. And they bring us to Brex's Holdout, which is honestly quite an interesting map. Pretty a little bit advantageous to have map pick, to pick it over having first pick on this map. I feel the same for Dragonshire, but not as big of a thing. Because on Brexis and Dragonshire, it usually matters if you win the solo lane or not. Especially in Storm League. In Corner, it is a little bit different, especially on Brexis. Because you have on Brexis, you usually want to play it with a bot anchor and the top anchor. It's also one of the reasons why Blaze is an extremely strong solo laner. He's not dealing too much damage, he's just having tons of CC. So if your team comes, ganks, the opponent has a really tough time of staying alive of ETC's massive CC chain. And yeah, this is the one thing you usually do in practice, is that you have a 3-man rotating between mid and top, which can be very hard for your opponents, especially when they're not used to it. Then his solo laner might overstep a little bit, get killed a few times, and you already have quite a big disadvantage. Alright. There we go, we get the invite. And we are in the lobby. Praxis outpost. Alright, yeah, one thing we had a little bit of an issue. We opened Brex's outpost accidentally. It's not not gonna lie, it's not the first time this happens. It's definitely not the first time. A lot of people just call it Brex's, you know. So Brex's Hola and Brex's Outpost actually the same. But because Brex's Outpost is now the current brawl, it is available in custom game. But yeah, there we go. No, wrong. Here we go again. We go to Brex's Outpost. Brex's Brex's Hola is the third map in this best of 3 series, not Brex's Outpost. I also hate it, by the way, that it's still not possible that you can join lobbies easily. The team is now creating a lobby and we're able to jump into it soonish, hopefully. Here we go. There we hear the lobby invite, and here. Alright, practice how load it is. Not outpost, not outpost. Let's jump into the game number 3. Alright. One thing, I'm not sure. Alright, ready comes in, so let's go into this game number 3. In this best of 3 series. Brex's Hola. And of course, we go with betting again, so exclamation mark bet A if you believe L.O.G.I.A is going to close out after this reverse sweep after losing the first map. Exclamation mark bet A and the number of points you want to bet on them. Or if you believe Newbies still have what it takes. Especially with the advantage of having the last pick on a solo lane heavy map. Exclamation mark bet B and the number of points you want to bet on them. Thank you guys for the follows incoming in the meantime. Nicole 2 history name reference. Also before we had at the start of the stream Textploder and Eater. Thank you as well. We have a pretty normal bet, a pretty heavy tendency of triggering you by spending out 3 minutes. First game in a row they banned him first. L.O.G.I.A in the meantime banning out the Johanna, and the Vala is still lost to in the last game to it. Sorry, in the first game to it. Apparently Johanna has been very interrupting the ETC mushes. It's really hard for ETC to get a good mush because they always have to be careful to not mush into the condemn or the unstoppable of Johanna. You have to be very careful that she's not interrupting it easily. Now we see the ban against Anna. This leaves Rega open and Tassadar. Tassadar way stronger. There we go. And Rega is the biggest bet on this map. Because you want to win the bottom lane, which is often a long drawn out fight in the 4v4. In usual Storm League play. And Rega is not having that great of a sustained healing compared to other supports. He's often getting outpoked even. Then we see the ETC first pick from the side of L.O.G.I.A, from the side of Triggered Newbies. They paired up with the Cassia. This time Cassia is not getting ignored for the first time in the series. I like it, not gonna lie. Now immediate answer to the ETC is the Garrett. Casting, it's me, Samu. Exclamation mark casters will show you the caster of exclamation mark casters will show you the caster of the day. But yeah, Garrosh and Ural are being paired up now. Ural is pretty stable at the top lane. And she's not winning it. She's losing a lot of solo lanes. But she's very strong in late game team fights, which is her main strength right now. Brilliant caster, the physical armor is quite good. Garrosh also having his armor, but keep in mind Cassie quit on level 20 for the armor ignore, which can be very hard. In the meantime, Triggered Newbies is spending at the Mafura and getting rid of another very sustained healer. They should pick up their healer now, honestly, because they already banned Anna and Mafurin, so picking up the Stukov or something along those lines, or the Anduin, would help them a lot. L.O.G.I.A in the meantime banning out the Jaina, getting rid of a mage to follow up the TC power slide with Cassia damage. There we go, Stukov picked up now. They paired with the Sylvanas, making sure when they get the Zerg wave, they have a lot of push with it. And now with the Rel already shown for the top lane, right, I can take something for the solo lane, which should in theory win against Ural hard enough to have the point all the time. But they should in theory not lose the Zerg wave at all. So yeah. In the meantime, we've got Anduin as the healer choice for L.O.G.I.A. Understandable having the pull to make sure whoever gets hit by the combo between ECC and Stukov is safe. And we see a spicy pick coming in with the Genji. Genji is actually like one of the strongest heroes in Brax's holdout. Not, I have to say. But, very big but. Okay, very big weakness of him is being not really strong in the format sometimes, and really punishable if he's not played very good. It's a tough time to play a good Genji, especially in this opponent, because you have the ETC and the Stuko, which can easily punish you. Later on you also have the Sylvanas arrow. You get the Lyric Silence into 120 probably, if it even goes to that point. But Genji with the deflect around the boss area and other stuff is really dangerous. Yeah, this is the last pick of the side of Lyric, the side of Triggered Newbies. For them coming in, should win against Ural most of the time, has good wave clear, so she cannot clear wave and go on point and stuff, and be faster with that. I bet my money, my points, not my money, don't betting money guys, on to the Triggered Newbies this time. So on the Ural, betting on his own. I mean, I personally really like Ural as well. Really understand the pick, but I mean, it's always tough to pick a blind solo laner. And Brex's holdout where a map where solo lane is really necessary, it's even harder. So yeah, I guess Ural is one of the stable picks there. Anyways, we're jumping into this last game of this best of 3 series. Oh, we have a pause coming in. Never mind. Shield HF. Okay, we have a short pause. Twisty's pausing. Apparently someone having minor issues. Like, I don't know, loading in fast enough for bio break. You know, it is always known to have people going into bio break during the loading screen, you know. Yeah. We have... It's weird looking at both drafts. On one side we have barely any wave clear from the left Triggered Newbies with Cassia and Sylvanas in the format. But on the other side they have Lyric, who can clear the mini wave on his own. Very small waves are no problem for him, especially when he goes for Neil Passons on level 4. Increased damage against non-heroics. Is quite helpful there, I've heard stories about. Alrighty. It's a little bit of a longer pause, apparently. I don't know. Another short look on the standings. Okay, never mind, they're back. Alright, here we go again. I am back, he says. One team is ready, so we should probably just jump straight back into it. Making the countdown, that's nice of us. There we go, we're back alive. L.O.G.I.A to the left, in blue, trying to close out the series with Taki on Danduin. Fraudrin on Genji. Neo playing the L.O.G.I.A on Tezza, last but not least, it's Ever on the Euro. Now, to the right side, we got a Trigger Newbies, we got Shadow Rider playing the Lyric. With Burger King on the Savannahs, Ansel on ETC, Twisties playing the Cassia, and Sky Sonic on the Stuka. It is the Triggered Newbies. I'm sorry guys, once is already over. Teams had a pause coming in. Get my 7 minutes in. Oh, and yeah, we already see the first thing I really like. We got 3 people to the top, because if you're out, if you're out overstepped and just goes into this bush, power slides, Stukov, slow plus silence, cast Savannah's damage and dead. But yeah, anyways, looking, now we've got the team lock format in bottom. Fraudrin on the Genji, opting into agile dismount, looking to have a little bit more of mobility coming in. I think I honestly would love to see the Genji do is trying to go top and take down the fountain, because having a losing soul lane is always hard on this map, but trying to get it as much value as you can would be nice. We're stunned on the Genji there, too much follow up. He's sending very deep. Oh, there's a big slope. Okay. It is getting out. It's looking at 1 talent. Get the renew from Andon, of course. We got this time the reactive police course, so even if it's good thrown, thrown to Cassia, she's taking a lot of damage as well, so she loses her armor. Genji keeps striking in and securing the kill onto Cassia. Well done there. Meantime, within the top lane already, Shadow taking quite some damage on his Lyric. Now in the bottom lane, we saw Suka falling. Sorry, I missed that one. Already quite a good start for L.O.G.I.A here in the blue. Done onto Casa now. Also a little bit of damage coming in from Savannah since he's down to 200 HP. Now Genji in the top. We see the big Emperor Chris going on for the 14 L.O.G.I.A right now. Shadow Rider really struggling up here so far, but he should be able to pull it out for now. Yeah, Urala has to port back, no fountain. Urala is taking a lot of mana when she has to stand on the point, fight someone in the run. In the meantime, we also saw in the bottom the 3v3 as Trigger Newbies were able to take the point. Until though, took quite some damage, so he has to be careful, don't get thrown in, because then he can even be killed. With the low amount of HP he has so far. We see level 4s coming in for both teams pretty much at the same time. Offense 4 now taken by the blue team in the bottom, throw on to ETC, and he is going down. One for nothing again, and Fraudrin overstepping his welcome a little bit there as Genji, as he got slapped by Suka. Now within the top lane again, the 1-1 keeps on going. Drain. One thing you have to do is Lyric in the 1-1 against Urala. You have to E her knockback when you hit the drain, because then she has to knock you away, else you win the trade. Yeah. We have The cruiser camp in the bottom is about to be taken by the Dragon, but trying to get a focus onto the bottom lane. Genji in the meantime is top. He's looking onto again for the Lyric. With the red team taking the bottom. There Genji goes in and good by Shadow Rider as he goes down on his Lyric. That is found up. Can even stay up there after. Ural is having quite some low mana, but she can tap the fountain afterwards. Now Genji is back towards the bottom side. Derek is about to respawn because of Ural being able to drain Ural in that form. Now we see in the bottom fight in the 4v4 going on again. Go onto the ETC, but he just power slides over Garrosh. Barely interrupted there. Top lane Ural against Derek in a 1-on-1. We have the bottom for now taken, and Lyric is winning it right now as Ural is really she has to fall back. There's no way she stays there. The Genji is coming up now. Yeah, there's the E for the drain, for the knockback, but it's still not enough as Genji is coming up and securing the kill against Lyric. But it also means we got a little bit of pressure in the bottom. Oh, no, never mind. Tesla is having too good of a wave clear right now. So the camp did not do too much. I would have needed to see some pressure from the Savannah and Caster, but I believe they were poked down a little bit there. Lyric now in the top one, winning the Genji. Genji has to fall back, but Ural was B in the meantime, so she is back with mana and health. See no passings from Lyric this time, unlike on Cursed Hollow. So you can even just step on the wave clear quite fast and go back to the point. You see the movement speed from Ural, making sure she's getting on the wave, getting the experience in. Both are able to get the front. Now in the meantime, in the bottom of 4-4, Scarecrow is throwing out the ETC as he's taking a lot of time, but he's going down and Savannah's eating in to secure the kill onto the Genji as well, after a very good Stukov silence onto both of them. Very well done there by the three Newbies. L.O.G.I.A. A pretty close match so far. Lyric struggled a little bit in the top lane early on, actually with some nice Genji rotations up there. The thing I'm not 100% sure of is that we see Genji with having the guard in the meantime. Oh wait, we have the Ural taking a lot of damage after a very big power slide into silence, but there also you see a little bit too deep in, and Genji comes in and helps with securing the kill. Frodder in, secure on Stukov as well, but he's quite some damage. There's lightning strike from Cassie to secure the kill, but she gets thrown by Garrett. Will she go down for it? It looks like she will, but nope, never mind, it's Cassie. Blade of the World, she gets 30 armor and like 30 health per second, which is a little bit much. Time Shadow Rider, pushing down, pushing out the bottom. Against Ural top lane now. Runners in a 1-1 against doing some up here. Big upheaval there from Garrosh. The zoning off here quite nicely. Genji is on the point. He's coming in from Stukov, making sure Garrosh is having a tough time getting a throw in. He gets it in the end, but they can lose the point, and now Lyric with rotation. Is he able to secure the kill onto the Garrosh? I believe so, yes. He is 1 for 100 so far, but Savannah's a little bit overstepping a welcome there. If she gets taken down. 2 for 1, level 10 in for L.O.G.I.A. Light bomb on Genji. There is the jump in on to the ECC, but it's still an ECC. So if he just walks out, he is fine. Big power slide, then the mosh pit. There's Cassie coming with the damage enough. Make it 1 as Anduin goes down. Big silence and slow from the Stukov as free kill. Very good mosh pit there from Anzel, coming in, getting those free kills and giving his team the off. Here we saw Red going down in the meantime, but it's Derek, you know, so he spawns here in the middle of the battlefield. Let's toss that on to the Garrosh. All the signs coming up to Stukov, and Lyric now trying to zone them opponents away while his team finishes the boss. Well done by Trigger Newbies, taking down the boss with those 3 kills. At level 10s, we also see our defender, Archon, X-Strike, and Overlord's Challenge, besides the Light Bomb, which we already saw coming out for the side of L.O.G.I.A. Now, also, Trigger Newbies already showed off how they are able to secure the kills with the Mosh Pit on ETC. Massive shove on Stukov into him on Lyric. L.O.G.I.A picked up by Cassia and the waiting arrow on the side of Savannah. We have in the bottom 1-on-1 going on the point, but Garrosh is there and the rest of the team of L.O.G.I.A, they're defending the boss in the bottom. But meanwhile, the red team took down the top 4 with Savannah straight, you know. Moving structure is good. Genji beat in there, so you only have to D. There's the silence, power side, and good by Genji. Very well done there. Good job, Trigger Newbies punishing a very ballsy move from Genji. Now we see them even going for the siege camp of their opponents on here. Power side barely misses the Lyric, now looking at the top lane, trying to go for a point, making sure his team keeps on making the beacon progress. We also have the siege camp now in the bottom, pushing with Savannah straight together. They get some value here. We also see possession, by the way, again on Savannah. Light bomb again. There is the Swift Strike as well. Mosh Pit though coming in for Urel, and Genji coming in into backline, getting the kill onto Savannah. He now has to be careful on his own. They're even contesting this point for a little bit to make sure his team gets the beacon brokers through, and he might even pay for it with his life, but I believe it is worth to pay a Lyric's life for that in the bottom lane. I mean, it will take them the fort at least. We will also probably look at the key ball. As with in the top lane is 0% worth third wave coming in for L.O.G.I.A. They will be even taken down quite easily by the towers, as we see here. And in the bottom we still have the push going in now. Coming in. 13 hit by L.O.G.I.A, a little bit older, but not too much, so we also see the 13 now. We watch out love from the Cassia, so she's going for movement speed. Also sometimes see the close with energy, to keep the attack range. Good, Urel coming from the side by the way again. Throw onto the Lyric. Missing his strain, but he's able to brave walk out of any danger. Genji going in with the Swift Strike and the Light Bomb on him, getting the kill onto Lyric and Cassia. Now Savannah is on the run. In the meantime, with a little bit of circle, still pushing, but not too much. And Savannah's going down as well. They're looking at the ATC, but I believe he is getting out there. Yes, he does. Lyric are respawning. The blue team now with those people still dead, looking to get some advantage, taking away camps from their opponent. They're already starting here with this ruler camp. The Rider, very intelligent move onto Lyric, using the E to scout a bush so you don't get thrown by Garrosh. This camp now already has been defended while the rest of the blue team walks over towards the Bruiser camp. But one interesting pick I wanted to mention was Armin's Guard by Genji. I personally really like the cooldown reduction here on this map because it's very strong against this Bruiser camp and the boss. As you get a lot of cooldown reduction there. And then you even win team fights with it. The enemies we see an auto attack focus with Spectral Leech from the side of Lyric, making sure he's winning the point in the long term. Not as good as the damage reduction, probably against Genji and Showdown. It's still quite strong. There's another light bomb onto 4. Mosh Pit though! Huge, and L.O.G.I.A is down immediately pulled onto Genji to make sure he stays alive. The taunt though in return with getting the kill onto this pick off by Genji as he swift strikes in. But Savannah is able to secure the kill onto the Garrosh. 2 for 1, make it 3 for 1 as Anduin is falling. That's now on the run, but there's the big entomb. Shadow Rider do beast as he gets the kill, but Genji now coming in from the back, making sure he gets the trade onto ETC, and this is 4-4-2 in favor for the triggered Newbies. know, only man, last man standing for his team in the bottom, trying to clear out the minion wave. That's not fun, this Genji. I gotta tell you, it's not fun. Get the bottom taken, both beacons taken by a red team, trigger Newbies. Trying to go in deep, Urel jumped over it, they see her. Okay, no. Bottom is not neutralized by Genji. Now we see L.O.G.I.A on his way, and so is ETC. Here in a second, and Doom already quite early. Looking a little bit of pressure again. Yeah. Garrett really able to pop it in the middle to stay alive. And now we have down here in the bottom the L.O.G.I.A against L, but she has bomb Iron Defender. And then is there with the hole keep her alive. In the meantime, Genji was at the top side, making sure he retake the shrine at a beacon. So his team is not losing too much of beacon progress. Alright, big town in the meantime, but Garrett will pay for it with his life for it. Guy's only now dropping low, but the kill on Urel is there as well. In the meantime, Genji 1v1 the L.O.G.I.A in top, but there we see the power slide and the mosh pit onto the. Oh, he jumped in. Genji just jumped into the mosh pit, by the way. And now Anthony is the last one standing for L.O.G.I.A. He's on the run. Will he get out? Yes, he does, but that is key. And it looks like the team even wants to go core. Can I? Yeah, they do. They look at core. You're out back in 5. Garage in 1. We got a pause coming in. Yes, one on CC. There we see here. Just look at him. Just running into the freedom. What does L.O.G.I.A stand for anyways? I don't know. They're not telling us on their website, on their profile page. What a plot. Right. I don't find anything good. Is this master rank? A lot of people are around master or high diamond, I would say. In this is sub of division 3, so you can say kind of few people in master, few people in diamond. A little bit of a mix of both of them. Look at our thingy. Someone made the assumption division 3 is around platinum 1 and diamond 4 even. It's interesting. I mean, it's the top of division 4, division 3, so it's definitely around high diamond and then low platinum. High diamond, low master. A few people, most people even. Say the legend. The Lexavanas across all the maps and never stop. Yeah. Alright. Wait, 3? He wanted to do the countdown and then he was like, okay guys, are you ready by the way? Okay, let's jump back into the game. Countdown going on here as we see the core call is now made by the red team. Sylvanas is though, and most people are back from the side of L.O.G.I.A except Hazardar and Genji, but now Endon falls as well, and now we see the damage against Garrett, but Cassia falls in return only. Urel left for the blue team. Cassia is back up now, and a little bit wonky. And the Swoop Strike coming in. L.O.G.I.A is committing for the core. Oh, he's staying alive even. He is alive. In the meantime, the Genji trying to get something done, but there's a big root from Dukov. And Genji goes down for the L.O.G.I.A in the meantime in the top lane. The bottom now we have to Circle is pushing in on the core of the blue team is down to 46%. Which is quite troublesome thinking about the next Circle wave. For the blue team will be in the top and they did not even take down the fort yet. Up there, while the red team's Zerg wave in the bottom will go immediately to the core with 46% health. But L.O.G.I.A really has to do something now already before the next Zerg wave comes in. Music is on. As of course it is. As it will be very quiet from time to time, you know. But in the meantime we have a boss call by the way by the blue team, which is very risky, but I like it because if they need something risky to some risky play right now. Boss is taken and the point goes over towards the blue team, but there's the 2-man silence and the mosh pit as well. Another pull onto Garrosh as he's taking a lot of damage. Genji Swift striking out. Garrosh getting body blocked though and he goes down. 1 for 2 trade. Was it all the time on? Yes, it was all the time on the music. Of course it was. And now we see the red team going towards the bottom, looking to end this game now. Because L.O.G.I.A also respawns faster than the others. Let's call that onto the Genji and Genji goes down. And now the massive traffic against Cellular as well to make sure he's getting pushed away a little bit and it's still a big game. The GSP Newbies are able to finish the core and get this game a number 3 in their hands. GG's. Whew. Triggered Newbies really well done in this last map. Really able to punish the Genji pick with ETC and Stukov. Very well played by both of them. Immediately getting some nice CC onto the Genji whenever he jumped in. It was off the power slide and the Stukov route underneath him, and then Cassia and Savannah were able to secure the kill on him. And goes over towards Trigger Newbies, and this means they even get this win towards the standing. When we take a look here, L.O.G.I.A currently in third with 9-6. And I believe 6 map points is usually enough to get into the playoffs. And Trigger Newbies also get now 9 games, 6 wins, and 14 map points. So they're at the same score. 2 head to head, they would even be third. No, it got in the meantime though, even things it has online at against L.O.G.I.A Academy. Casted by Scovald as far as I remember. Yes, it is. Look at Winter online right now and Josh going live, I hope. Yeah, Josh is live as well. But we are gonna send you over towards the Division 3 game. L.O.G.I.A Academy against Thingsitas. On the side of Scovald, German cast. Even though, I was gonna send you over towards Josh Tells for people who are interested in the Division 3 game, even though it's speak German. Or anyone interested, twitch.tv/Scovald. Or as I remember, Scovald97. If you're interested in the game between L.O.G.I.A Academy against Thingsitas, and also we're gonna send you over towards Josh Tells with the Division 6 game between Beehive and the Rentness. Thank you for watching and see you next time.